Okay, now we'll have an idea. Now we need to know our psychographic barriers. What are your psychographic barriers? Everybody in here should know their geographic radius of draw, northern, southern, eastern, and western. They are not the same. You do not have a concentric ring. You do not. Nobody does. And the reason you don't is called psychographic barriers. Give you an example of some of the psychographic barriers. Some of the main ones are county lines, major interstates, waterways, railroads. Here's a major one. Driving away from an economic hub versus going in toward an economic hub. So let me give you a real life example right now. Now you need to know what your psychographic barriers are, north, south, east, or west. Okay? So here's an example. I told you I practice in a town of 3,000 right here. Okay? I could not draw any patients 2 miles north of me. 9 miles south of me, I got patients all the time. Why? Psychographic barriers. I had 3 major psychographic barriers north of me. 2 miles north of me was a county line. It was another county. Also, right at that county line was a major interstate. People don't like crossing over major interstates, county lines. Also the major one. North, these people that were 2 miles north of me, they drove north every day to go to work. In other words, that's what was familiar with them. So they would think nothing of driving 7 miles or 5 miles or 10 miles going north into the economic hub. They did it twice a day for work. So it was no big deal. Well, how often did they drive away from their home, away from the economic hub? They didn't. So how much natural resistance was there? A ton. They would say things like this to me. I'd say, like right here. They go, where are you at? I go, well, I'm out here. They go, way out there? It was 2 miles away. And they drove 7 miles every day, twice a day to go to work. But they went into familiar territory because they did it every day. Do you understand my point? You guys have done this before. You went to a new area, and it seems like it takes forever to go out. But when you turn around and come back in, does it seem like it takes the same amount of time, more or less? Why does it seem like it takes less? Familiarity. Familiarity. That's a classic example of psychographic barrier. So find out what your psychographic barrier is, north and your geographic radius of draw. And then in that area, you're going to find 2 things. Number one, that's where you're going to find where your attorneys are you're going to market to. The attorneys that are marketing there, that are pulling patients from there, guess who they need? They need providers to take care of those people. Now guess what happens if you're going to sell an attorney and he's pulling his patients from over here, outside of your geographic radius of draw? Guess what happens? You're not going to get the business. Now he knows that because what does he already know if he's been in practice any time at all? He knows patients won't go there. And he knows even if they do, they'll quit. And what else does he know about that? It's the number one thing that's going to kill the case. That's what he knows about. Doesn't take him very long. Market forces teach him that real fast. Okay?